Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us. I want to thank Nelson Leanhouse, as well as Brett Garwood of Home Leasing, and Luther Knight for hosting us today at Charlotte on the Loop, one of our newest housing communities. Luther is a resident here. We chose this location today because we want to demonstrate that this program isn't about numbers and dollars. It's about lives and the importance of being able to stay in your home. I would like to acknowledge, of course, Deputy County Executive Corinda Crossdale for being here to represent County Executive Bello. And also want to thank Chris Zeltman from Senator Schumer's office for being here today as well. We're here to amplify a very simple but crucial message. If you are struggling to pay your rent during the pandemic, please call 211 for help. Rochester and Monroe County have received almost $40 million in additional federal stimulus funding to help prevent evictions and homelessness in our community. This money is available to qualified tenants based on income and if they've already received an eviction notice, or if they are dealing with financial hardship related to the pandemic, such as losing a job or having a cut in pay. If you're a landlord and you have a tenant that meets this criteria, you can call also. Landlords can apply for this funding on behalf of agreeing tenants. I want to thank our Commissioner Gary Kirkmeyer, who also joins us here today, and his team as working with the county's team for that particular piece, because I think that we heard from our landlords and our tenants that were concerned about landlords also applying for this funding. And we're excited that landlords are going to be able to assist their tenants in that funding. And it is because of us listening to you and your concerns that we're able to do that now, and because of course, our Senator Schumer's advocacy. I again want to thank Senator Schumer for all of his hard work, as well as our other congressional representatives who have been fighting so hard for critical resources to help our residents keep their homes during this pandemic. We know there are renters out there who need our help. About 25% of our renters in Rochester were behind on their March rent, and landlords are struggling with lost revenue. They're having a hard time keeping up with their expenses and having to delay maintenance. So this pandemic is hurting both renters and landlords, and today we are extremely proud to announce that help is available in partnership with our governmental representatives. This pandemic has had a devastating impact on our rental markets, but it has been under the radar because there has been a moratorium on evictions. That moratorium is being lifted on May 1st unless it is extended, and we do not want to see this housing crisis loom in our community. This money can help us avert that crisis. Last year, we were able to provide almost 2,000 renters with relief, providing a total of over $5 million. Now we have 8 times that amount, closer to $40 million, and we've improved the application process and increased the eligibility requirements so that we can help everyone that needs help. So if you need help, call 211 and ask for that help, and we will be there to keep you in your home. Now I would like to invite the Deputy County Executive, Corinda Crossdale, who has been an intricate partner in developing this program, to say a few words on behalf of the county. Please welcome Corinda.
Thank you, Mayor Warren. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of County Executive Adam Bello. I want to start by thanking our County Executive and Mayor Warren and the Commissioner of Neighborhoods and Business Development, Gary Kirkmeyer, for their partnership on this initiative. I also want to thank Senator Schumer and his office, Senator Gillibrand, and Congressman Morelli for their advocacy for these critically important federal dollars to help those financially struggling as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. I also want to thank our state legislative delegation who advocated for additional state funding to help those facing eviction throughout the state of New York. And lastly, I want to thank our team at the Monroe County Department of Human Services, our incredible Commissioner, Thalia Wright, our Director of Financial Services, Denise Reed, for their tireless work on this issue on behalf of the residents of Monroe County. Thalia and Denise and our team at DHS has worked with our community-based organizations to develop a platform that will be easily accessible and user-friendly for our constituents to utilize. For over a year now, the COVID-19 pandemic has uprooted people and families throughout Monroe County, just as it has in countless communities across the nation. The economic impact and fallout from the pandemic has touched every corner of Monroe County, from Hamlin to Webster, Riga to Perrington, the city of Rochester, and every community in between. We heard from countless residents who are facing financial hardship and the increased fear of losing the roof over their head if help is not given. This problem isn't new, and it's not going away anytime soon, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't help if we can. To kickstart this effort, Monroe County and the city of Rochester are pooling our federal rental assistance funding together to get a bigger bang for our buck. This program, administered by area community-based organizations, builds off the success of the Eviction Prevention Pilot Initiative that we launched in the fall. It will provide direct funds to landlords for individuals and families in need. The program will use a universal application process and will help people more easily obtain aid from available programs. Rather than having to start the process at the Department of Human Services, an individual in need can simply call Lifeline 211 to start the process. With the eviction moratorium set to expire on May 1st, now is the time to act to avoid a ripple effect of homelessness and loss before it's too late. While we're hopeful that the moratorium will be extended, we recognize that we can't live in hopes and dreams, but instead must operate in reality. That's why the timeliness of the launch of this program is so important. If you or a loved one are behind on rent and need help getting financial assistance, it's as easy as calling 211 to be pre-screened and referred to the program and community-based organizations who can help through the process. This initiative builds off the redesign of the system that we announced in September, making it easier for individuals to access services and supports. This program removes barriers, connecting assistance to those in greatest need by meeting them where they are. It brings the services into the community. It brings services into the community through our community-based organizations that have an understanding of the populations we are serving. It helps people stay in their homes and avoid eviction, and helps landlords recuperate unpaid rent, mitigating their mounting losses. This collaboration will help ensure Monroe County residents suffering from economic hardship have every opportunity to remain in their homes and aren't punished for financial circumstances beyond their control. At the end of the day, everyone has right to safe, affordable, and reliable housing, especially during these unprecedented times of social isolation. Because the reality that the COVID-19 is not going away anytime soon, but if we all work together, we can ensure those who need our help the most are able to receive it. Again, I want to thank all of our partners in government, County Executive Bello, Mayor Warren, Senator Schumer and Gillibrand, Congressman Morelli, and our state legislative delegation for their commitment to the people of Monroe County and the city of Rochester. By continuing to work together, we can ensure our community has the resources and services needed throughout the pandemic, and that we can rebuild lives and livelihoods when the virus is finally defeated. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy County Executive Crossdale. Now we'll hear from Chris Zeltman, who's representing Senator Schumer's office. Welcome, Chris.
Senator Schumer, I want to thank Mayor Warren and County Executive Bello and their teams for the great work in standing up this program, using these federal dollars, and for their efforts today to get this aid out to residents, to get the word out to residents who need it ASAP. As was mentioned, Senator Schumer is glad to fight to deliver this nearly $40 million in funding to Monroe County and the city of Rochester to ensure that hardworking residents and families here who are struggling to afford rent and other housing costs because of the pandemic can now safely stay in their homes. Its funding is a real win-win. It both enables residents to cover past due rent and future rent payments, while also maintaining rental streams for property owners that need to maintain this housing stock. Without the federal aid, too many families would be unable to make payments through no fault of their own and be forced with a crushing debt burden and for many, the prospect of being thrown out of their homes. Rochester and Monroe County residents deserve a healthy, safe, and secure environment and to be in their homes. And this funding that Senator Schumer was glad to deliver in conjunction with his colleagues in Congress will do just that right now to keep a roof over the heads of vulnerable residents here in Rochester and Monroe County. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris, and please let Senator Schumer know I truly appreciate him for fighting for our community and all of his hard work in delivering the resources that we need to be able to help the people on the ground. And it's my great pleasure to introduce one of those people, well, two of those people. One will be followed by the other, Mr. Luther Knight and Brett Garwood, CEO of Home Leasing. When you talk about really impacting those residents that live in our community, work in our community, and the pandemic truly affected, these resources help people like Luther Knight all across. We helped over 2,000 families, and we want to help more, and we believe that this funding will help more. And so we're thankful to Senator Schumer and all of our congressional representatives for their leadership, our state legislature as well. So please welcome Luther Knight and Brett Garwood to talk about just how this particular program, the EPPI program, has helped them. Luther remain in his home, and Brett as a landlord that has many properties across our community, be able to people and tenants remain in their homes. Please welcome Luther Knight and Brett Garwood.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Luther Knight. Yes, it's out there. Help has arrived. It has helped me, that one that's working and still struggling with to make ends meet and pay rent and have a roof over my head. You know, this is my palace, I call it. I love living here. I was one of the first one that was here, and being able to have a calm heart and that my rent's paid and everything is going good, it's a blessing and stress-free. And the program, as little as calling 211, is just that simple. You know, I had to fill out the application. My application now is pending, and I'm just waiting. But it's a relief. And I'm truly grateful for everyone that's here, that they had this opportunity from the federal government, that, you know, it's out there. There's no excuse in not going to get it. You know, Brett and Roxanne, the manager of the building, they have helped me tremendously. You know, landlords, be a little patient, and checks in the mail, I can say, because it was for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luther. Luther's one of our most outstanding tenants, and it would be horrible to lose great tenants like Luther who face some really difficult times. You know, Home Leasing's mission is to improve the lives of our residents and the communities in which we work, and we're really thankful to Senator Schumer, the congressional delegation, Mayor Warren, County Executive Adam Bello. This really is necessary resources for us to continue to provide affordable housing, even though we are experiencing some loss in rents. Our communities and our property managers like Roxanne here at Charlotte Square have really worked very hard over the last year to be understanding with tenants and work with them. And with this funding, I want to encourage tenants to reach out and get the help that they need. But I also want to encourage landlords to be patient, work with your tenants. And what's great about this program is it encourages landlords and tenants to be partners in solving this problem we're facing as a community. And I believe that if we work together, we can avoid displacement, evictions. These are not types of things that should happen in the context of a pandemic. And I'm very grateful for these resources, and I hope everybody reaches out to get them if they need them. We've been very impressed with our tenants over the last year. It's humbling to see how hard people work to pay the rent, even when times are tough, but that's just not possible for everyone. So these resources are really going to be beneficial to the people who've suffered most in this pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, Luther and Brett. Again, we joined together different levels of government working in partnership to make sure that our residents get the support and the help that they need, and also our business owners. And so we can answer any questions that you may have on topic.
Well, it came up with a payment plan. No, I did not lose my job, but some of the hours has been cut on them. You know, it's affordable, but when all this was going on, I was still working, thank God, and you know, they was able to work, and like you said, landlords and tenants, we was able to work something out and say, well, I can give this much on this paycheck, and I'll give you the rest on this paycheck. They was willing to do that, and who knows? Some landlords in Rochester just wanted all at once or else. But home leasing, they was willing to work with me during this, and it was truly a blessing, you know. It was, you know, because it was a blessing. So I'm thankful, and I'm thankful that it's here, it's out there. Go out there and get what you need to get, and feel free from that stress. You know, being homeless is a stressful situation, and you don't have to be, because help has arrived. Get out there and get it. I hope that answered your question.
Sure. You know, it has been difficult. I think home leasing's been fortunate. We have a great team who works very hard and is very dedicated to our purpose and our mission. But it is true, fewer people are moving. So we've had less turnover, but we've had no trouble leasing up vacant units and leasing up new units. Now we're providing new units, very high quality at affordable prices. So we have, you know, a particular product that's really sought after. But we have seen reductions in ability of people to pay rent. I think it's especially pronounced on our family projects. Seniors haven't seen the disruption as an income. They were on a fixed income that might continue in many cases. But it's our family projects that have seen substantial reductions in rent collections that we've been able to bear. We've cut some expenses. We've tried to manage more carefully and be understanding with tenants and work with them. That's what's key. In terms of managing through this pandemic, it's the property manager and the tenants actually talking and figuring out what to do and how to work together. That's the best work that's been done.
Any additional questions? All right, everyone, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you all. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Mr.
Do you want to release?